Eat these 6 foods daily. Japanese doctors say it adds healthy years. Most people think aging is all genes. I used to believe that too, until I watched diet change lives in our clinic. A large Japanese study followed about 80,000 people for 15 years. Those who ate more fish, beans, and veggies had about 15% fewer deaths. Japan also has the longest-lived women, about 87 years on average. That got my attention. Safety first. If you have sodium limits, take blood thinners, or are caffeine sensitive, please talk with your clinician. I will show low salt, decaf, and small portion options. This is education, not medical advice. Save this to plan your next grocery list. Quick tip before we count down. Eat fatty fish twice a week. Japanese cohort research links higher fish intake with about 13% lower stroke deaths. That is not hype. That is consistent, long-term data. Here's our plan, counting down from number 6 to number 1. Purple sweet potato, medicinal mushrooms, green tea, soy foods, fish, and the surprise leader, miso soup. You are watching AgeStrong, and I am Drew. Which of these 6 foods do you already eat regularly, and how often? Stay with me. The starting pick is number 6, not number 1, and the twist at the end is worth it. In number 6, we have purple sweet potato. It looks exotic, but in Okinawa, it was a daily staple. Older Okinawans centered meals on root veggies, mainly sweet potatoes. Some reports say roughly half their calories once came from them. Why would that help? The purple color holds anthocyanins, the plant pigments that protect cells. These pigments act as antioxidants and calm inflammation. The tuber also brings fiber, vitamin A, and vitamin C. That is simple fuel for steady energy and gut health. Here is how I coach it. Bake or steam 1 small purple sweet potato. Keep the skin. Pair it with protein like tofu or fish and leafy greens. That slows the blood sugar rise. If you manage diabetes, start with half and see how you feel. Add cinnamon or sesame seeds for flavor without extra sugar or salt. I have seen clients who swapped white bread at lunch for a purple potato bowl. In a few weeks, their afternoon energy was steadier and digestion was calmer. It is a small switch with big payoff. Takeaway, color your plate on purpose. Deep purple today, different colors tomorrow. And yes, number 5 is even stranger. We are heading into the world of mushrooms next. In number 5, we have medicinal mushrooms. They do not look like medicine, but Japan has used them for ages. Shiitake, maitake, and reishi show up in broths and teas. What do they bring? Beta-glucans, fibers that train immune cells. Ergothionein, a rare antioxidant amino acid. These compounds are being studied for brain and immune support. Human mega trials are limited, but lab and tradition point the same way. Less inflammation, more resilience. Here is a simple daily move. Sauté a half cup of shiitake or maitake with garlic and greens. Drop them into soup or eggs. Many mushrooms also give B vitamins and a little vitamin D. That is helpful for nerves, mood, and bones as we age. A quick safety note. If you take blood thinners or immune medications, check with your clinician before using concentrated mushroom extracts. Whole cooked mushrooms in food amounts are usually a gentle start. I love adding a small handful to miso soup on cold mornings. Clients tell me their salt cravings fade when the broth is rich with umami. That makes it easier to keep sodium in check. Power in simple fungi. Next up, number 4, a daily drink that has serious data behind it, green tea. In number 4, we have green tea. It smells simple, yet Japanese research links it with longer life. A pooled analysis in Japan, with well over 300,000 people, found that 5 or more cups per day was tied to about 10 to 18% lower risk of death from any cause. Heart deaths dropped roughly 1/5. Stroke deaths fell about 1/5 too. Why? Green tea is rich in catechins, tea antioxidants that protect cells and calm inflammation. How to use it? Brew 3 to 5 cups across the day. Short steeps keep it smooth and less bitter. If caffeine bothers you, choose decaf or stop by early afternoon. Green tea does have a little vitamin K, but far less than natto. If you take warfarin, still check with your clinician. Quick pause. If this helps you stay strong and steady, hit subscribe. I post clear, senior-safe guides every week. I keep a kettle on my desk. When a slump hits, I sip, stand, and do a minute of gentle stretches. Tea, movement, and breath. It is a calm reset. Drink your antioxidants. Number 3 is a different power. Soy foods that feed muscle, bones, and the gut. In number 3, we have soy foods. Tofu, edamame, natto, and miso. Soy carries isoflavones, gentle plant estrogens that support arteries and bones. It is also an easy protein for older adults. the evidence has layers. A Japanese public health study found that people under 60 who ate the most soy had about 2/3 lower risk of death over follow-up. In those 60 and older, that effect was not clear. A broader analysis showed no significant drop in cardiovascular deaths from soy overall. Still, fermented soy, like miso and natto, was linked with a lower chance of developing high blood pressure. Here is what I do with clients. Aim for 1 serving a day. That could be a palm of tofu, a cup of edamame, or a small pack of natto, if you like the funk. Fermented soy may also feed good gut microbes, which can help blood pressure and digestion. Safety first, natto is very high in vitamin K. If you take warfarin, talk with your clinician before you try it. Choose lower sodium miso if you watch salt. Build from plants you enjoy. Next, number 2, saves lives on land and in water. Fish brings omega-3, the heart's favorite fat. In number 2, we have fish. In Japan, it is daily. Fish brings omega-3, heart-friendly fats that lower triglycerides and calm the blood vessels. Japanese cohort studies found that people who ate the most fish had about 14% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease. Stroke deaths were about 13% lower too. One study even showed that very low fish intake almost doubled deaths from an aortic disease. That is a huge gap for one simple habit. How to use it: grill or bake fish twice a week. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, or trout are great fatty choices. A palm-sized piece is plenty. If you do not eat fish, consider tofu plus ground flax and walnuts while you talk with your clinician about options. I grew up near the coast. My dad loved weekend salmon on the grill. After his fall, switching back to fish twice a week was one of the steadier routines we kept. It felt doable and comforting. Keep it simple. Season with lemon and herbs, skip heavy breading and deep frying. Your arteries will thank you. We are close. Number 1 is the curveball, a salty soup that seems risky yet tells a different story. In number 1, we have miso soup. It is salty, so you might expect trouble. But Japanese data suggest a twist. Miso is fermented soybean paste. Fermentation creates peptides, tiny proteins that can relax blood vessels. In animal models, miso did not raise blood pressure the same way pure salt did. In a small human trial, adults drank 2 bowls of miso soup daily for 3 months. Blood pressure did not rise. Observational studies also link regular miso intake with fewer heart events over time. So how can you use it safely? Start meals with 1 small bowl. Choose a lower sodium miso if your doctor limits salt. Add tofu, scallions, and mushrooms for more protein and flavor. If you retain fluid or have strict sodium limits, check with your clinician first. Sip, taste, and notice how your body responds. I like miso as a warm starter. It calms my appetite, so I eat slower and need less salt elsewhere. That is a quiet win. All right, that is our 6. Purple sweet potato, mushrooms, green tea, soy foods, fish, and miso soup. Let's pull the lessons together and set one clear next step. None of these foods is magic. Together, they form a pattern that helps real people. The big Japanese studies point in the same direction. Better diet quality links to fewer deaths and fewer heart and stroke events. The Okinawan pattern highlights plants, fish, and fermentation. Compared with ultra-processed Western meals, these foods bring fiber, omega-3, and protective plant compounds that supports heart, brain, bone, and muscle as we age. Here is your next step. Pick 2 changes for this week. Maybe green tea each morning and fish on 2 nights. Or a purple potato bowl at lunch and a small bowl of miso before dinner. Keep it steady. Small choices add up. Grab the printable checklist in the description to plan your week. Safety reminder. If you have sodium limits, take warfarin, or are caffeine sensitive, talk with your clinician before changes. This video is education only, not medical advice. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to AgeStrong and share this with a friend who wants to stay strong. I am grateful you are here. Which of these foods will you try first, and what will you swap out to make room? See you next time.